The Vivo X300 Pro comes with the latest MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chipset, and it is going to run on OriginOS 6 alongside IQOO 15. This is great news because Funtouch OS, Vivo's previous operating system, lags a lot and has issues when it comes to video stabilization. Speaking of video stabilization, this phone comes with a 200 megapixel telephoto lens, 4K 120 frames per second, slow motion video with Dolby Vision. Despite all these improvements, the tech world still doubt this phone, especially with regards to higher heat output and power drain, especially regarding the chipset. And like I said earlier on, the Funtouch OS has issues when it comes to video stabilization. This means it's not always about the big megapixel, but about how good is the image processing and glare control. To add salt to injury, durability. Is it comfortable to hold this phone and use it? Is the Vivo X300 Pro too thick? These are the questions that needs to be answered. But anyways, let's discuss the Vivo X300 Pro design and performance capabilities. The Vivo X300 Pro features a 6.78-inch flat display with a metal frame designed for a sharper edge feel. I'm actually impressed about the fact that the Vivo X300 Pro comes with a 7.9mm thickness. This is great because most flagship thickness is usually between 7mm thickness to 9mm thickness. For example, the iPhone 17 Pro Max has a thickness of 8.75mm, and Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra has a thickness of 8.2mm, which means that this phone is quite light. Alright. Meanwhile, the Vivo X300 Pro weighs 226 grams for the weight. Alright, then towards the end of this video, we will discuss more about this metal frame of this phone. Meanwhile, when it comes to performance, like I said earlier on, this phone will feature MediaTek's latest flagship processor. I'm talking about the MediaTek 9500, which is actually good. But there are actually rumors that this phone comes with a 16GB of RAM and 1TB option. But these actually just rumors. Meanwhile, Vivo executive Unboxio officially posted on Weibo that the Dimensity 9500 is going to power the Vivo X300 Pro, and it actually scored a total of 4 million Antutu on the Antutu test, although this was carried out on Antutu 11 and not Antutu 10. You see, Vivo is excited about this phone because this phone is going to use MediaTek chipset, alright, and also because this phone was only behind the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset. In essence, this MediaTek 9500 chipset has a better performance than Apple's A19 Bionic chip. Anyways, let's discuss the camera of the Vivo X300 Pro. The Vivo X300 Pro is expected a Z-Power triple camera setup that could support a new 200 megapixel APU periscope telephoto shooter, which is quite similar with the Vivo X200 Pro. But it is unclear if the Vivo X300 Pro will get Vivo's V3 Plus imaging chip or an upgrade, since the Vivo X300 Pro had that in the past. Alright. Now, Vivo also confirmed on Weibo that the Vivo X300 Pro will allow the Z's 2.35x telephoto converter. Alright, and this is expected to bring major zoom enhancement. Alright, to be honest guys, some of these images are inconsistent, especially with color balance. For example, look at this one now. The vegetation doesn't look green, it looks more of cyan color, and it will remove that natural warmth you want to see on your image. Alright, and if you compare it with the Honor Magic 8 Pro, you can see that the vegetation is more natural, more greenish. And when it comes to the Vivo X300 Pro, it's bringing out this cyan bluish color. But anyways, let's discuss the battery life and software of the Vivo X300 Pro. According to Gizmo China, the Vivo X300 Pro is expected to come with 6510 mAh battery, which is quite decent in today's smartphone world. At least it's not 5000 mAh battery like the rumored Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. Also, Vivo is also expected to continue with the in-display fingerprint scanner, which is going to be ultrasonic in nature. And like I said earlier on, the Vivo X300 Pro is going to be running on Vivo OriginOS 6. And yeah, if you're currently using the Vivo X300 Pro, don't worry, Vivo plans on upgrading you guys from Funtouch OS 15 to OriginOS 6, which makes sense, right? Anyways, let's discuss the release date and price of Vivo X300 Pro. According to Gadget 360, Vivo X300 Pro will launch in China in October 13th at 4:30 p.m. IST, that is, India and Sri Lanka time zone. Alright, and yeah, according to Smart Pricks, the Vivo X300 Pro 5G is expected to start around 69,000 Indian rupee. That's about $777 US and about 1.1 million naira and about 2,900 Saudi Riyal and about 45,000 Philippine pesos and about 94,000 Bangladeshi taka. Note, these are not official prices but estimated prices. Alright. Now, when it comes to summary, the MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chipset is amazing, but I'm not impressed about the metal frame on this phone. You know why? From everything I've discussed, this phone will be 40% more powerful than the last year Vivo X300 Pro, which means that this phone ought to be using something of titanium. Alright, though titanium is actually very expensive, but we can only hope that the metal frame on this phone can dissipate heat easily. Alright, now when it comes to the camera, it's amazing, but telephoto wasn't nice. You see, cyan color on green vegetation is something that shouldn't be talked about on this beautiful phone. And when you look at the difference between the Honor Magic 8 Pro and this phone, you will begin to understand what I'm actually talking about. You see, vibrance on this shot appears overboosted. How? The bridge cables had darker tones, and you see, vibrance enhanced muted colors. When you look at the bridge cables, you can see it's giving that cheap feel and not really that luxury experience or that premium experience that you want. Alright, aside this, every other shot is amazing in the phone's camera. Alright, but what do you guys think? Drop a thought in the comment below, and if you're looking for something affordable, check out my other videos. You will thank me later. Link is in the description. For now, thank you for watching.